Good morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching JanataTelevision and this is English Bulletin with me, Yutsab Hotrai. The top stories first. Prime Minister Oli, vocal about the Nepal faction's alleged alliance with Congress, challenges the leaders to gather the non-confidence vote against him. Pushpa Kamal Dahal submits written statement in contempt of court case, defends himself saying he never offended the court. Government confirms 78 new cases of coronavirus. Death toll climbs to 2,774. At least 18 protesters killed in Myanmar. The country faces worst violence since February 1 coup. And Manchester United play goalless draw against Chelsea. Liverpool scores 700th goal in England's top division. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister KP Oli has challenged everyone to force him to step down from his position. Prime Minister Oli, who had reached Chapa to lay the foundation stone for the China-Nepal industrial park to be built at the tri-junction of Damak Municipality, Gaura Daha Municipality and Kamal Village, has challenged Madhav Kumar Nepal and Pushpa Kamal Dahal to gather the vote of no confidence against him to force him to step down. Prime Minister Oli also challenged his removal from the CPN Maoist Parliamentary Party leader and chairmanship of the party. Prime Minister Oli said that Madhav Kumar Nepal and Pushpa Kamal Dahal had appealed to Nepali Congress President Sher Bahadur Deuba after the Supreme Court's decision to re-establish the House of Representatives. Prime Minister Oli said that losing the case at the Apex Court would not make any difference, claiming that there was a storm of development that has hit the country. Prime Minister Oli accused some people of being counterproductive to the development and prosperity created by the storm. Oli also informed that Biplab Group will also come to talks with him in few days. Prime Minister Oli has laid the foundation stone of China-Nepal Friendship Industrial Park and dozens of other bridges in Chapa. Meanwhile, a leader of the agitating faction of Nepal Communist Party, Pushpa Kamal Dahal, has submitted his written statement in a contempt of court case. Leader Dahal submitted the written statement at the Supreme Court yesterday in his physical presence. Interacting with the reporters outside the court after the submission of the statement, Leader Dahal defended himself, stating he never made any comments that were disrespectful towards the court. Leader Dahal said the allegations were false. National Assembly member and NCP leader Ramnarayan Bidari said his fellow comrade in his written statement has mentioned that although he tried spreading awareness about how Prime Minister has been making attempts to destroy the Constitution, Leader Dahal never intended to disrespect or disregard the reputation of Supreme Court. Advocate Samir Hayu had lodged a contempt of court case against Pushpa Kamal Dahal, citing his speech at Biratnagar rally last January. In other news, the Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority has filed 2 cases against 5 individuals arrested on charge of taking bribes. The anti-graft body yesterday filed a case at the Special Court against officials of the Commerce, Supply and Consumer Right Protection Department, including Officer Arjun Subedi and Narendra Chand. Others charged in the case include Rambabu Dahal and Active Chief of Survey Office Saptari Harichandra Thakur and Arun Kumar Yadav. CIAA has filed a case against Subedi, Chand and Dahal for taking a bribe of Rs 8,000 from a service seeker. The CIAA also claimed that Survey Officer Thakur received a bribe through Yadav in Saptari district. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back. After the break, we continue with other national news. The government yesterday confirmed 78 new cases of coronavirus across the country. Following the latest round of tests, the total cases of coronavirus in the country have climbed to 274,143, while the number of active cases has dropped to 962. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, altogether 270,407 infected persons have recovered from the disease in the country so far. Death toll from coronavirus has climbed to 2,774, following the death of one more patient yesterday. Nepal is currently among the top 48 countries that have been most affected by the pandemic. The US tops the list with over 29.25 million confirmed cases, followed by India with over 11.11 million cases. The death toll in the US has surpassed 500,000 yesterday. Coronavirus has infected more than 114.67 million people across the world and claimed 2.54 million lives. And now the news from economic front. The international trade gateway with China has been scheduled to reopen from today. The Kering border crossing, which have been closed since the end of the Spring Festival in China, will be reopened from today. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Sewa Lomsal said that the border is being reopened as a result of effective diplomatic efforts made by the Nepali government with China to open the border. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Consulate General in Lhasa have worked hard to convince China that the risk of epidemic is negligible, as the Raswa district has been cleared of the coronavirus and the Customs Office, security forces, truck drivers and workers have all been vaccinated as well. Imports and exports have come to a standstill due to non-opening of the Kering border crossing, and the state has lost more than 20 million in revenue daily. Ready-made garments, rugs, watches, shoes, slippers, apples, electrical and electronic goods are imported from Kering to Nepal through Raswa Gadi, while herbs and handicrafts being exported in other direction. We'll be taking a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international and sports news. Welcome back, and now the international news. Myanmar police fired on protesters around the country yesterday, killing at least 18 people in the worst violence since a February 1st military coup, Reuters reported, citing the United Nations. The UN has cited on the international community to act to stop the repression. According to Reuters, crowds of demonstrators came under fire in various parts of Yangon, the biggest city, after stun grenades, tear gas and shots in the air failed to break up their protest. Across the country, protesters wearing plastic work helmets and with makeshift shields faced off against police and soldiers in battle gear. The army had previously shown restraint but could not ignore anarchic mobs. Myanmar has been in chaos since the army seized power and detained elected government leader Aung San Suu Kyi and much of her party leadership on February 1st, alleging fraud in November elections. Her party won in a landslide. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Manchester United lost further ground on Premier League leaders Manchester City after they played out a drab goalless deadlock with Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. According to BBC, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's side remained second but are now 12 points adrift of City, while the result left Chelsea outside the top four, a point behind West Ham United. Manchester United have lost only one of their last 20 league games. The Red Devils' penalty appeal for handball against Callum Hudson-Odoi was dismissed by referee Stuart Atwell after he was instructed to consult a pit-side monitor by the video assistant referee. Chelsea, who remain unbeaten under new manager Thomas Tuchel, had chances, but United keeper David De Gea made a fine second-half save from Hakim Ziyech. Elsewhere, Liverpool beat Sheffield United 2-0 to end a run of 4 successive Premier League defeats and move within 2 points of a Champions League spot. Liverpool also scored the club's 7,000th goal in England's top division. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. Prime Minister Oli vocal about the Hal Nepal's faction's alleged alliance with Congress challenges the leaders to gather no confidence vote against him. Pushpa Kamal Dahal submits written statement in contempt of court case, defends himself saying he never offended the court. Government confirms 78 new cases of coronavirus. Death toll climbs to 2,774. At least 18 protesters killed in Myanmar. The country faces worst violence since February 1st coup. And Manchester United play goalless draw against Chelsea. Liverpool scores a 7,000th goal in England's top division. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.